have helped automate hundreds of e-commerce stores, and today I'm going to show you how simple it can be. E-commerce automation can help your business improve efficiency, increase profits, and scale your operation more easily. Also, stick around to the end where I will give you my personal list of favorite e-commerce automation tools. So, first of all, what is e-commerce automation? Well, simply put, it's the use of technology and software to automate various tasks and processes related to the running of your online business. This can include things like creating and scheduling email campaigns, sending personalized emails to customers based on their activity or purchase history, streamlining the order fulfillment process, and tracking inventory levels and restocking items as needed. E-commerce automation can be triggered by certain events or conditions, such as a customer making a purchase or an inventory level reaching a certain threshold. Next, let's talk about the benefits of e-commerce automation. First and foremost, automation can help businesses increase profits and become more efficient by automating repetitive tasks and processes. It can also improve accuracy by reducing the risk of human error and allowing businesses to handle more orders without having to add more staff for the increased volume. And of course, automation can help businesses scale their operations more easily by allowing them to handle increased demand without having to invest in additional resources in the company. So at this point, you may be asking yourself, how do I go about implementing e-commerce automation in my business? Well, the first step is actually the hardest, and that is to identify where your bottlenecks are. The reason I say this is the hardest is that most of the time, you are so busy running your business that it can be incredibly difficult to take a step back and really dig deep into what is preventing your business from growing. Personally, I recommend mapping out your entire process from start to finish on a whiteboard or online tools like Miro or Lucid Spark. Then track down how many days and/or how many people have to be involved at each step along the way to move to the next step. One important note on this process is don't just map out the actual order handling. Map out everything right from finding and adding new products to your site, attracting the customers to your store, all the way through to post-purchase upsell and customer retention to give yourself a true picture of your entire business process. Once you have identified the bottlenecks or areas of increased cost, now you can find the right tools and software to relieve the pressure. There are many options out there, so it's important to consider your budget, the specific tasks you want to automate, and the compatibility with your particular e-commerce platform. If you have seen my previous videos on the importance of having a full-time CTO, or at the very least a part-time virtual CTO in your organization, then you will know that this is a perfect task for them to complete for you. Once you have chosen the tools and software that are right for your business, you'll need to set them up to work with your e-commerce platform, including any necessary integrations or configurations. This is where I see some of the biggest and most costly mistakes made by e-commerce businesses. Don't be tempted to try and implement all the bells and whistles at once. There's a very good chance your company is not ready for them. Think of it like this. Your current business is a Honda Accord, being driven by a soccer mom to pick up the kids from school. Now you are upgrading to a Ferrari and want to get the fastest lap time while the kids watch from the grandstand. Do you put the same driver behind the wheel? No, of course not. Not without first upskilling them and easing them into their new sports car, right? It's exactly the same when you're implementing sophisticated e-commerce automation tools. Yes, they contain the word automation, but that doesn't necessarily mean hands-free. Oftentimes, these tools still require a driver who oversees that they are operating correctly and can monitor that they are delivering the intended return on investment back to your business. Or they can just become big pits that you keep shoveling money into every single month, not ever knowing really why or what it's achieving. So here's what I recommend instead. Start by planning and designing your automation process, including deciding which tasks to automate and how to trigger them, which team members will be responsible for ensuring they are working optimally, and what training or upskilling you need to provide to prep your race car drivers. And throughout all of this, don't forget to actually test your automation end to end to ensure it works correctly and is achieving the desired result. Of course, implementing e-commerce automation does come with its own set of challenges, such as the initial cost and learning curve. To overcome these challenges and to get the most out of your automation, it's a good idea to start small and gradually expand the scope of your automation. It's also important to keep track of the results of your automation and make improvements as needed. And remember, to regularly review and update your automation processes to ensure that they are still effective and aligned with your business goals. Now, as promised, here is a list of my favorite e-commerce automation tools, starting with the less complicated and graduating from there. I'll link these all in the comments for you as well so you can check them out. For simple automations like moving data in bulk to or from a spreadsheet, you can't go past the power of Zapier. I have created an entire video on how simple it can be to create some powerful zaps that will save you a heap of time, so check it out on my channel. You can also combine Zapier with systems like Google Sheets or Airtable for some really powerful custom functions. If you have different inventory files you need to use to keep your stock up to date, then there's a great app called StockSync that makes this super simple. An absolute must-have if you're on Shopify is the one-click upsell app by Zipify. You are leaving money on the table if you do not have this set up in your store already. If you need to source and clean product data for thousands or even millions of products, then definitely check out Vesta and its powerful ETL capabilities. FlexPoint is another go-to if you have multiple different channels that you need to source data from and consolidate it into one single source of truth before pushing it your store. Linworks is another great option here for complex integrations to third-party systems like Walmart or Amazon. Also, I want to make a special shout out to the team at Beyond Creatives. If you need to automate the process of building your social media creatives, then you don't need to look anywhere else. I use them for all of our e-commerce projects and our clients' e-commerce assets as well. They take all the work off your plate so you can focus on making sales and not on making content. Klaviyo and ActiveCampaign are two of my favorite email automation tools. Once again, you are leaving money on the table if you have not implemented one of these to handle all of your pre- and post-purchase relationship building campaigns. Last but not least, if you need to add completely customized functionality to your store, but don't want the price tag of having to pay developers to build something from scratch, then check out BlitzCommerce. Now, full disclosure, this is actually a platform that we built here at RightTech after getting frustrated with how expensive it is to add custom features to big cloud e-commerce platforms. So just to wrap up, e-commerce automation can be incredibly powerful for businesses of all sizes. It can boost your profits, improve efficiency, accuracy, and scale operations more easily if done properly. If you're interested in implementing automation in your own online store, there are many resources and guides available to help you get started. Or feel free to leave comments or questions you may have below, and I'd be happy to provide my advice and recommendations. As I say, I have done this literally hundreds and hundreds of times, and I doubt there'll be a situation that you find yourself in that I haven't come across and helped somebody overcome. So, what are you waiting for? Get automating.